Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob DeToma, and welcome to Grafton Community Television's coverage of the Grafton High School opening ceremonies. This school is a $73 million facility. The construction began 2 years ago. On Tuesday, August 28th, all students will check in according to grade and last name as they enter the Commons and will enter the auditorium for an opening assembly. Students will be given their schedules in the morning as well as their emergency cards to fill out and return. The building contractor is DeToma Construction. This new 186,000 square foot high school can house 900 students with a capacity to expand the population to 1,100. The project is located on the existing 46-acre high school site. In addition to construction of the school, site work also included the construction of new driveways, parking areas for the staff, students and visitors, with approximately 400 parking spaces. Space within the school includes general-purpose classrooms, science laboratories, a large gymnasium with lockers, a 660-seat auditorium with stage and fly space, a student cafeteria with server and full-service kitchen, and brand new library. With Grafton Middle School moving into the old high school building, full-day kindergarten added for the first time, and grades 2 through 6 divided by north and south lines between North Street Elementary School, formerly the Grafton Middle School, and Millbury Street Elementary School, formerly the Grafton Elementary School. I'm here with Mike Goulet. Mike, could you tell us about the athletic fields?
We've built a state-of-the-art facility. We have some of the best facilities here in Central Mass. Does rival our neighbors, Shrewsbury. We can play every single varsity sport all at the same time. We have 2 turf fields, full baseball field with dugouts, softball with dugouts, and a large flat field. So we can still service all these sports all at the same time. It's an amazing complex.
Did you get everything you wanted, or was anything left out?
It's always stuff that's been left out, but we're still in negotiations. It looks very nice, though.
When you're around town, what do you talk about #1 topic when you meet people?
How nice the building looks, and it's going to be here for a long time. A lot of people worked a lot of hard hours on this, especially our building committee chairman, Rich McCarthy. My hat's off to him. He started this process nearly 10 years ago on the Space Needs Committee, and it turned into a building committee. And here we are today standing in front of this gorgeous building.
Thanks for taking the time. The school's common area is a wide open space that will serve as cafeteria and overall gathering space. The cafeteria area has photos of old Grafton scenes, mixed with photos culled from yearbooks, including the Grafton Common Bandstand and the town's original high school. The glass at the rear of the school look out onto courtyards and playing fields. The natural light will work with the school's green nature, which extends into the classrooms. The lights have motion control sensors for energy conservation. Some of the goals of the new Grafton High School are to promote and enhance educational excellence, recognize possible future expansion needs, accommodate the athletic program needs of the school, and use green technology to make the building more efficient. I'm with Jacob Sandackley, Grafton High School student. First impressions?
Well, it's a beautiful school. I love the looks of it. I'm very excited to get started and see how it works because we all have the iPads now. Very excited to see how it goes connecting with all that technology. Must be very good to be implemented in the class.
Student iPads are #1 on the list, right?
Yes, yes they are. Well, it's great, along with the beautiful field, the auditorium, gymnasium, everything in here looks great. Everything is wireless now, so it's not going to be as much paper, eco-friendly. That's always a plus. I mean, really, it's just looking great. So,
Thanks for taking the time, and good luck. The new school was designed to be energy efficient and maximize natural light. It was also constructed with 21st century technology needs in mind. The class of 2016 will be the first to spend all 4 years in the high school building. Grades 10 to 12 will start classes on Tuesday. And I'm here now with Grafton's School Superintendent, Dr. Jay Cummings. And Dr. Cummings, first impressions of the ceremony today?
I couldn't be happier. Hopefully that's close to once in a career ceremony. It went fantastic. The turnout was terrific. The weather was very, very cooperative. So we couldn't be happier.
And you were officially in charge of pulling this whole thing together tonight?
I had an awful lot of help from Mr. Pignataro and the Grafton High School staff. I was the master of ceremonies tonight, which was a real pleasure and honor.
So when you're meeting with parents in town or students and they ask questions about the school, if they haven't seen the facility, what do you tell them?
Contact Mr. Pignataro or the high school, and they can easily come in and set up a tour of the building, really at any time.
And when you saw the finished product for the first time, what did you take away?
I really, last week walking through it, couldn't have been more excited just to see the teachers there. Today, seeing students in the building, actually using the iPads, using the technology, using the auditorium. I was just blown away. The best high school facility that I've seen in my career.
Do you want to talk about the iPads a little bit for the folks in town that don't do computers?
Sure. The iPads to us really provide an opportunity to amplify learning. That's the thinking. Historically, over the past 20 years, when a new school is built, instead of providing students with one-to-one technology or really a lot of technology in the classroom other than 1 or 2 computers, the students would have to stop whatever they're doing, go down to the computer lab, log on to the computers, hope everything worked, and by the time they did that, there wasn't much time even left in the class. That model for the last 20 years was the best we can do. The iPads provide us with 24/7 learning opportunities and that one-to-one access. So just like at home, or in many of the homes in Grafton and area towns, if someone has a need in the family, they're able to usually fairly quickly access whatever information it is that they need. So we can access information and we can produce collaboratively to a much greater degree than we could in the past.
And are you housed in the new facility?
No. We have moved in about 2 years ago into the municipal center. So we're upstairs, but it's only a few hundred yards. I was able to walk over 4 times today and enjoyed each and every visit.
So it's too late to redesign.
It is too late. But next to being in the school, that's a close second. We're so close to 7 through 12, the entire campus. I couldn't be happier.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony for our beautiful new Grafton High School. My name is Jay Cummings, and I have the honor of being the superintendent of the Grafton Public Schools. This evening, we will have performances by the Grafton High School Band and Chorus. You will hear from a number of speakers, and we will conclude with the cutting of the ribbon and open the building for tours. The creation of this school has been a true community effort, and there are many people to thank tonight. We'll begin the ceremony by asking everyone to stand for the national anthem, which will be performed by the Grafton High School Band, led by Mr. Stephen Trombley. behalf of the schools, I want to thank the citizens of Grafton for the funding of this project, their patience and support despite construction trucks, delays, and countless inconveniences with any project of this magnitude. As superintendent, I look forward with the school committee, staff, and students to making this beautiful building into a phenomenal school that will provide a tremendous return on investment for decades to come. Growing up, my mother was always working on big, complicated puzzles. It was a huge hobby of hers. As a punk kid, I loved taking one puzzle piece, putting it in my pocket, and then when she had it all but completed, I would put the last piece in and claim total victory and say that I completed the puzzle for a week. History has repeated itself here for me. Former Superintendent Dr. Joe Connors had the vision and laid the groundwork for this building over the past decade. I simply came in just last year and put the last couple of pieces into the puzzle to complete it. I want to thank Dr. Joe Connors for the pivotal role he played in making the idea of a new school become a reality. Thank you. Our first speaker this evening is Mr. Jack McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy is the Executive Director of the Massachusetts School Building Authority. The MSBA has provided consistently tremendous support for this project, and the project would not have been possible without this support. Mr. McCarthy.
Well, God is truly shining down on us. This is a perfect night for this. It's not too hot, not too sunny. It's perfect, and I'm very pleased to be here. I also would like to extend greetings and congratulations from the chairman of my board, and that is Treasurer Steve Grossman, who couldn't make it here today. The mission of the Mass School Building Authority is to partner with Massachusetts communities to support the design and construction of educationally appropriate, flexible, sustainable, and cost-effective public school facilities. And this project certainly meets that ideal. But we don't do it all by ourselves. Just like Jim said, we do it with the community, but we also do it with your legislative delegation. Senator Moore and Representative Peterson have been very, very big advocates for the MSBA, but this project in particular. So I just want to say thank you to them. And you guys had a great team here with my cousin Richard McCarthy. Where did Richard go? Here he is. He's really not my cousin, but he thought if his name isn't even McCarthy, he changed it, figured he'd get another point out of us, but it didn't quite work that way. And I'd like to just congratulate some of the folks on my staff that worked on this, from Katie Timmons, who was the field coordinator, Paul Folks was the project manager, and Michael Smith was the construction manager. And they worked tirelessly with you folks. I tried to get them to come out today, but they all had things going on. I don't think they like to work after 6, quite frankly. But and the team that you guys selected, also outstanding. From the owner's project manager, Jocelyn Lesser Associates, the architect Sims, Maney, and McKee, and Dimeo Construction did a great job as your construction manager. So the folks on the ground here who picked that team did an outstanding job, and when you go through this building, you'll see I'm not lying about that. Ben Franklin once said that an investment in education pays the best interest, and the folks here invested in the education, and the children from this town, I'm sure, will show us that we did get the best interest. Thank you for allowing me out here, and go Indians.
Next, representing U.S. Senator Scott Brown is Mr. Denny Drury.
Thank you very much. I was going to speak briefly, but George Peterson said his 30-minute speech he cut down to 2 minutes, so I have 28 minutes of his time. I can say that to George. I live in Westboro. I've been there since '77, been on my 5th term Board of Selectmen, starting in '89. Finance Committee, Personnel Board, a lot of different committees. And from a personal standpoint, I can tell you what it's like in an open town meeting, the challenges and long, hard work, forming the committees to accomplish a goal like this. The hours, the days they meet are just unbelievable. Working with the school committee, working with other town departments. They're not really fun, easy job of going to the town meeting and say, hey guys, you want to give me $60 million. So that's always a fun thing to do. So in all seriousness, I do congratulate the committee, the town, for all of the efforts they've done to make this evening come true. It is a privilege for me to extend my best wishes to you in celebrating the grand opening of the new Grafton High School. The hard work that has gone into making this building ready for the students is commendable. Now students at Grafton High will have a new and improved environment in which to learn. I wish you much happiness and continued celebration. May you have the best of luck in all of Grafton High's future endeavors. Thank you very much. Senator Scott P. Brown, United States Senator. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce our state senator, Mr. Michael Moore, to say a few words.
Good evening. It's an honor to be here today as we celebrate Grafton's next step forward in promoting exceptional education for its students. Along with the dedication and hard work of teachers and school officials, one of the most important tools we can give our kids is an appropriate school to learn in. And this project does just that and much, much more. The state-of-the-art facility enhances both the teacher and the student experience. The additional space will allow teachers easier access to classroom preparation, as well as improve student participation. Students will be able to take advantage of a greatly enhanced media center, as well as ample study and cafeteria space. The cramped quarters of the years past will give way to seamless school activities. This new school truly is 21st century learning, putting as much emphasis on technology as out-of-classroom learning as traditional classroom work. With the addition of a new television studio, students will have countless new opportunities that didn't exist before. The modern approach to the design of the school also focuses on energy conservation using motion sensors to control lighting and amongst other things. To the volunteers and school officials and residents who have made this project possible, I offer my sincere congratulations. And to the students who I'm sure are eager to see this new school, I share their anticipation and wish you great success. And also, as a parent of an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old, I can tell you there's no greater investment than investing in our children and their education. So congratulations and thank you to the community of Grafton for all your support of this project. Thank you.
I'm here with State Representative George Peterson. George, thanks for coming over, and first impressions of the new school.
Well, I got to tour it about a month ago, so there was still a lot of it done, but they were still doing a lot of cleanup and still a lot of work in it. It's an amazing facility, absolutely amazing. And what I like is that we've built into the core facilities, such as the gymnasium and the hall and the food area, all of that, area enough to handle 1,100 students. So if the town grows in the future, it's not having to replace the whole school. You've got the core facility that can handle it. It's a matter of adding classrooms on, which they've already got the infrastructure in place in the construction right now. So smart people did a lot of thinking beforehand, and we've got a great facility.
And I think we both know the town will continue to grow.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question. There's a little slowdown here, but Grafton's got such a great quality of life, great people living in it, and understanding what it's need to be invested in and moving forward, that you're always going to see Grafton on the move.
So first word that came to mind when you saw the place for the first time?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I walked into that building, as I said tonight, almost 50 years ago, and we were the first students in that door, and we were flabbergasted when we walked in. The nice, shiny new floors, the glass from ceiling to wall. It was just a beautiful building. This has outdone that 10 times over.
And impressions of the ceremony today?
Great job by everybody that was here, acknowledging all the hard work of all the committee members and those that started from day one, just taking an idea, bringing it to this conclusion. It's just a phenomenal community to be representing.
When you're having coffee with friends around town who haven't actually seen the facility yet, what's the first thing you're going to tell them?
You've got to come in. You've got to come in for town meeting with the plush seats. You'll be a lot more comfortable at town meeting. And I'm sure the sound system is going to work a lot better than the old one. So I know we can look forward to a lot of very good town meetings in this building as we go forward.
George, thanks for sharing the time.
Bob thanks you for the invitation.
Our next speaker is our state representative, Mr. George Peterson.
Thank you, Jay. And usually when you're the last politician up to the microphone, everything's been said, but not this evening. First, I want to thank all of you, because it's this community that understands of making this kind of investment in our students. I was one of the first students in that high school when it was brand new in the late 60s. And I and my brother and my sister all graduated from that facility. And all of my 4 kids, Matt, Jeannie, Mary, and Eric, graduated from that high school. And today we're here to cut the ribbon on a brand new high school, some 50 years almost to the day when that was first opened for us as students. It's a tribute to this community that we understand that in some cases, as much and as difficult as it is to make this kind of investment of tens of millions of dollars, over $70 million, it's critical for the education of our students and our community to move forward. Thank you all for this community. Thank you all that did the work on the committees to make this day come true. Thanks again.
I'm here with John Dowling and Peter Carlson. John, how will the new athletic fields benefit the students?
Well, first of all, some of the fields are synthetic, so they won't be torn up. They won't be affected by weather as much. The second thing is, by having a number of fields, we can line them for the different sports, which in the past we've had to continue to reline right over the other ones. So now we have enough fields that the kids can be playing a lot more different sports at the same time on the fields.
Peter, what separates this building from the old school?
Oh, besides 300 feet, as I was just told. What separates this building from the old building? I would say you have a big legacy over at the old high school, which is now our middle school, and I believe the middle schoolers can now make it their own. And I believe with this new high school, with the opportunities that this town of Grafton has given its students, we can see some great things from these students as we had before. We'll see some even greater things in this new building.
So, John, when you're out in public and you're talking to people around town about the school, what's the first thing you bring up?
I think it's the technology. You know, the new school, the old school is 20th century, the new one's 21st. We have internet bandwidth in one classroom that could be equal to the entire school. The science labs, just the communication technology aspect of it is far greater and gets, I think, the students a lot more prepared for the real world. So that's the biggest.
Peter, what was the first word that came out of your mouth when you actually got to see the finished product?
Wow.
Number one most popular answer.
Wow. It was absolutely amazing seeing the finished product. I've seen it the past few weeks, and I've just, from seeing it from semi-finished to really finished, and now the furniture in the classrooms and everything set up, it was just night and day. I've seen this building with Mr. Dowling several times when it was just a skeleton, and it was really kind of hard to imagine what the finished product would be for the students and the teachers and staff. Now that you see it, and I hope everyone sees it tonight, just how amazing it's going to be for delivery of education come for the 21st century.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, up next is a member of the Secondary School Building Committee and representative from the Grafton Board of Selectmen, Mr. John Dowling.
Well, I had some prepared words to say, but seeing the lineup that we have here, I think less might be more. And what I will say, though, is thank you to the school committee, to the secondary school building committee, and mostly thank you to the town for investing all of that money in what's going to be a great investment for the next 50 plus years. So that's it. Thank you very much.
I'm here with Donna Stock. Donna, welcome.
Thank you.
And the first question for you is, how has the response been so far from people that have taken the tour of the school?
Incredible. I think I've heard from a lot of students. I have a daughter that will be a junior here this year, as well as a number of her friends. I've heard from parents who are new to the district, who have been through it, and they all marvel at what a magnificent building this is, what it will do for the kids, for their learning, how different it is from the rest of the inventory that we have in the district, and just a lot to be excited about for both the students and everyone that's going to be either utilizing this building from the community or for our teacher, our staff, etc.
So what are some of the unique design concepts that are in place in the new school?
A lot of new features. We've got a fitness center now that will be utilized by the students. We've got a student activities room that will be utilized constantly by the various student groups. We've got the entranceway where our cafeteria is a part of, but will also be a wonderful function space. We've got state-of-the-art auditorium facility with features in it that I think are unique to most high schools in the state. I think our theater program, our music programs, etc., will benefit tremendously by the new features that we have there. We've got multi-purpose rooms. We've got technology everywhere. We've got a media center that is, same thing, state-of-the-art and designed for what the students need now and in the future for what will supplement their learning. We've got the athletic facilities. We've got 2 artificial turf fields now that are going to allow us to have multiple teams working almost 24/7. The entire community, too. The other groups in the community will be able to have access to those and will enhance what we have here in the town for recreational facilities. We've got classrooms that are going to be so conducive to learning. We've got new science rooms. We've got new science equipment. We've got something for everyone. The teachers and the staff were so instrumental in providing suggestions on what they needed for this building, and I think we've tried to incorporate as many of those concepts as possible. So it's going to be a marvelous asset for this town.
And what was the first word that came out of your mouth when you walked in and saw the finished product?
Wow.
Thank you, Donna.
Also a member of the Secondary School Building Committee and representative from the Grafton School Committee, Mrs. Donna Stock, will say a few words.
Thanks, John. I'm going to take your minutes and add them to mine. First of all, I'd like to ask my fellow Secondary School Building Committee members to approve one more change order. One of the features of this building is a time capsule located below the glass staircase on the main floor, which is scheduled to be open in the year 2037. I'd like to recommend that we order a larger capsule. I'd like to request that we add a complete set of paperwork from our deliberations over the past 9 years. And behind me, I've brought the dolly that Jim provided with a full set of that paperwork to go into that capsule. We're here today at the culmination of what has been a very long journey. Our community was identified as having the fastest growing student population for several years in a row. Even with the addition of Grafton Elementary School 10 years ago, our growing space constraints affected every one of our buildings and led to a warning status for our high school accreditation. In addition, the state process to apply for school building funds was completely revamped, and Grafton had to wait until the criteria for school building projects and reimbursement were developed. Fortunately, with the assistance of our state legislators, we were part of the first round of projects approved by the MSBA, and our town's voters were willing to take advantage of this special opportunity and voted overwhelmingly to fund this brand new asset for our entire community. So, here we are today to celebrate not only this wonderful new building, but to celebrate the impact that this building will have across our entire district. Every child currently enrolled in Grafton Public Schools, as well as those that will attend for many generations to come, will finally have the physical space to accommodate their educational needs, not only here, but in the newly created learning communities in our other buildings as well. As a school committee member, I know that it is not the shiny new building that teaches our children. But with this new addition to our district, we are creating an environment that is conducive to learning and essential to prepare our children with the 21st century skills they will need to succeed in all their future endeavors, whatever pathway they may pursue. The other elements necessary for creating a positive and effective educational program include a visionary superintendent, along with the committed members of our central office staff, all of our dedicated administrators, teachers, support staff, and every other employee that interacts with students, executing a common goal and vision to prepare all students to be lifelong learners and responsible citizens. On behalf of my fellow school committee members, I'd like to recognize the extraordinary efforts that were necessary to realign our grade configurations in a few short months and make certain that each of our buildings and our teaching staff was ready and equipped to welcome the new students this week. In addition to this building coming online, a huge undertaking, there have been so many changes district-wide, and everyone has met this enormous challenge with the creativity, flexibility, and incredible work ethic that is necessary to coordinate so many moving parts. A good sense of humor, I'm sure, came in handy too. Finally, several years ago, the school committee initiated a new award that would recognize individuals and/or businesses in town that made significant contributions to the Grafton Public Schools, called the Partner in Education Award. At this time, I'd like to recognize all of the past and present, and there are many of you here in this audience tonight, appointed and elected officials of the Board of Selectmen, the school committee, the secondary school committee, building committee, the finance committee, the planning board, the Board of Health, the Conservation Commission, building inspector, our fire and police departments that have volunteered countless hours, attended meetings, public hearings, and forums as part of their duties related to this project. But more importantly, I'd like to acknowledge all of the town meeting participants and the members of the Grafton community who have done their due diligence, supported our efforts, and in so many ways made this project a reality. As far as I'm concerned, you are all our partners in education. Thank you.
And wish that we were back again within thy classic fold. Grafton, Grafton, challenge thus we fling. Grafton, Grafton, hear the echoes ring. Thy honor shall be ever dear, the green and white without a peer. As long as we can give a cheer for dear old Grafton High.
Good evening. Since today represents the first day of school, it feels like we should have a little math test, just to see if everyone did their homework over the summer. Now don't panic. It will be limited to just one simple equation, although I will warn you, it involves multiple units of measure. Now what does 98,000 cubic yards of relocated earth plus 1,285 tons of steel plus 250,000 units of brick plus 700,000 square feet of drywall plus 33,800 lineal feet of plumbing pipe plus 133 miles of wire plus 330,000 labor hours plus a number of other components equal. So, you'd be correct if you answered the new Grafton High School. But allow me to take a little liberty and argue that it equals something far greater. The reality is that the physical structure that will be known as Grafton High School represents a much more important element for the town, and that it is an investment that is made in creating an enhanced teaching and learning environment that will benefit thousands and thousands of students for many years to come. It will ensure that the children of Grafton have the resources to compete, both academically and athletically, with the best of the best across the Commonwealth as well as the country. With that said, Divisional Construction Company congratulates the town of Grafton on making the wise decision to invest in our youth and achieving this very special dedication day. I would like to acknowledge all of our project partners, including the MSBA, SMMA, JLA, all of the subcontractors, far too many to list, all of the trade workers, as well as the town building and fire officials for the support throughout the project. And of course, a special thank you to Dimio's project team of Frank Allard, Steve Bannock, Pat Markworth, Jeff DiTilio, Ned Rasmussen, Pete Uskel, and Matt Robbins, Jerry Allard, Tim Garaher, Casey Bushway, Lindsay Fuchs, as well as several others. Job well done. Dimio extends our sincere thank you to the town of Grafton, the school department, the school building committee, and building committee chair Rich MacArthur for the opportunity to participate in the project, and we are proud to have served as your construction manager on this great addition to the town's school system. You have been a wonderful project partner. Best of luck, and in closing, I direct my comments to all of the students, current and future. Please make every effort to maximize the opportunity and experience that this great facility offers. Remember, you control your future success. Good evening.
Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Phil Pinelli, Chief Architect on this project from Sims Maney and McKee Associates.
Thank you, Jay. I'm here to represent the entire SMMA team of architects, engineers, and specialty consultants needed to accomplish such a project. Some of you may know that we started in Grafton in 2005 conducting the master plan for the school district. At that time, it was assumed that the town's growing population might require a few additions to a few of the schools. The population growth was in fact larger than anticipated and indicated the need for additions to all of the schools. Our solution, a new high school and realignment of your other schools, was in fact the most cost-effective solution, and 7 years later, here we are. With our early discussions with the school and district administrations were very similar to our philosophy for the school, creating a state-of-the-art facility that would enhance core learning and be an environment that would reinforce the necessary skills for 21st century teaching and learning: communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving. In addition, flexibility is a major contributor to a 21st century learning environment. The classroom pods, the classrooms ringed around specialty spaces allow for close collaboration, the ability to change groupings of classrooms, and the classrooms themselves with 4 teaching walls in each, rather than the traditional 1 teaching wall. Flexible ergonomic furniture and a robust wireless network to accommodate differentiated learning styles and the ability to evolve as the learning processes change. The building design, construction process, and operation of the school has many sustainable design features. So much so that the MSBA is providing 2% additional reimbursement for inclusion of those features. Just a few of the sustainable features include a displacement air system as part of a mechanical system that is 30% more efficient than the state building code, high performance windows and sunscreens, recycled and recyclable materials, native plantings, groundwater recharge, and many, many other features. The school is designed to accommodate 900 students, more than the school is opening with, and the building has also been designed with the ability to expand in the future to include 11 additional classrooms and 4 science rooms if the town population continues to grow. This would be done by adding a story to the 2-story wing of the school. But just a few people I'd like to single out: Joe Connors, Jim Pignataro, and Maureen Cohen for their vision of how to best serve students. And from SMMA, Dan Ruiz, project manager, and Katie Lillick, project architect, who did the heavy lifting getting the project up and running through the construction process. So here we are. We sincerely hope that the facility serves the students, the teachers, and the larger community well into the future. Thank you.
I'm here with Rich McCarthy. And Rich, who were some of the critical players in the design of this building?
The professional staff of the existing high school obviously had a big say in the layout and the components that they wanted to carry out their program. The architect, obviously, with the number of schools they've built in the past, had ideas about going into 21st century learning. And then the building committee oversaw all those changes, all those schematics and changes, and looked to do that. So that's from the design point of view. Once we got into the building, it was really the building committee and Dimeo, the construction manager, along with the architect, and Jocelyn Lesser, who was our owner's project manager, did a great job for us.
When you're out and about in town talking to folks, what's the first thing you talk about this building?
I'm glad it's done. I think it's a great asset for the town. I think we delivered what we told the town we would deliver. And our mantra way back in town meeting was educationally sound and fiscally conservative, and I believe that's what we delivered.
And the question of the night is, what was the first word out of your mouth when you saw the finished product?
Yay, we're done.
Thank you, Rich.
This project has had many champions. Perhaps none have been more valuable to its success than this gentleman. He has been nothing shy of amazing in terms of his leadership and advocacy for this project. His involvement has been and continues to be invaluable. The chair of the Secondary School Building Committee, Mr. Richard McCarthy.
Thank you, Jay. Well, since I'm last, my notes are all crossed out. Everybody's been thanked, and there's nothing left to say. So if this gets broken up, bear with me for a minute. There are a couple of groups I want to thank. First and foremost, the taxpayers of Grafton for voting on this project way back in 2010. I also have to thank my wife and boys for allowing me the couple of hours it took to do this. I also want to recognize the Secondary School Building Committee, because these are the residents of Grafton that oversaw this project, and there are several former committee members here as well. And I'd like you to stand or step forward as I say your name, and if I don't say your name, please wave to me so I can recognize you. Don Chenard, who is Vice Chair, Dr. Jay Cummings, Superintendent, John Dowling, Board of Selectmen's Rep, Donna Stark, School Committee Rep, Bob Foley, Finance Committee, Mike Goulet, Caroline Alper, Ken Grew, Carol Westgate, Gary Murray, Dr. Joe Connors, Mary Ann Nolan. Stand up, please. These are the people that spent hours and hours and hours, and out of the $73 million, they didn't get a dime. I do want to take back my appreciation of Joe Connors, because it was back in about 2003 or 4 when my phone rang, and he said, Rich, we're going to start a school municipal space needs committee. How would you like to be on it? Well, 8 years later, we're still here. Thanks, Joe. Back in the February of 10, February 6th, at the special town meeting with a motion by Mike Goulet, the concept project and money was approved for this project. A lot of people went into getting that approval done at town meeting. I want to recognize all those people, and in particular the GEA for their effort as well in that endeavor. In November 2010, we broke ground. Proceeded to deal with a very cold winter, and I think at some point we had 5 to 6 feet of frost out on the site. In 21 months, we've gone to pushing dirt to opening doors for the public staff and students. We were fortunate on many fronts to get this project done on time and under budget. I guess you could say we're just in the right place at the right time. Now that the district is taking control of the building, I challenge them to expand the means and methods in delivering curriculum. While a building doesn't teach, I hope that they use every inch and every object in the building to figure out a new and better way to educate our young people. In the words of John Adams, our second president, there are 2 educations. One should teach us how to make a living, and the other how to live. Thank you.
I don't know who told you you were last, but you're not. Give everybody false hope. Representing the Grafton High School student body, I'd like to introduce our Grafton High School Student Council President, Miss Mary Steigels.
Good evening. My name is Mary Steigels, and I'm the president of the Grafton High School Student Council. On behalf of the student body, I'd like to thank the School Building Committee, our legislative delegation, the administration, the faculty and staff, and most importantly, the taxpayers. The students of Grafton High School are truly blessed to live in a community so dedicated to improving the education of its youth. It's been a long journey from over there to right here. As a freshman, I remember a sign-up list going out for babysitters on a Saturday morning. High schoolers provided free babysitting while parents came out to vote to approve the building of a new high school. From the start, it was truly a community effort. As a sophomore, I remember attending the groundbreaking ceremony of this building. At that ceremony, some of the students from this year's senior and freshman classes got to sign our names on a beam, which is now part of the building. The groundbreaking ceremony was the day that we began to leave our mark on this building. As a sophomore, I also remember being bussed off campus every day while the turf field was being built. And as a junior, I remember my first game under the lights at the new field. When we beat Millbury that night, I got a taste of how great this school would be. As a senior, I'll be a part of the first class to graduate from the new school. As the first seniors walk through these halls, the class of 2013 has the opportunity to start new traditions and to leave a legacy. In the past month, I've been giving tours of the new school. My favorite part is the look on people's faces when they first walk into the building. It is not often that you can provoke oohs and ahs from freshmen learning their way around a new school. This enthusiasm will carry over into the classroom. Grafton High School has always fostered an amazing learning environment. Motivated students have always had the opportunity to make the most of our resources and excel. But tomorrow morning, 750 students will walk into a brand new building with a fresh start and resources that most high school students could only dream of. The teachers, the students, and the staff will all feel that air of excitement. Whether it's the new technology, the new sports complex, or the new theater, everyone has something to be excited about. Maybe that student that was thinking about going to a private school will reconsider. Maybe someone will decide that this is the year to join a sports team, to try out for the musical, to ask someone to the homecoming dance, or to apply themselves academically. It has been said that to whom much is given, much is expected. Our community has invested a great deal of time and money in this new building, and I'm here to assure you that the investment will pay off in spades. The students of Grafton High School are ready to rise to the occasion. Thank you.
I'm here with Grafton High School Principal Jim Pignataro. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good. Very good.
All right. First question is, what are some of the new things that the students can expect to find when the school opens?
I think the first thing is just the more up-to-date facilities we have here, especially in our classrooms. You look at the science rooms, updated labs, the equipment. You walk into our auditorium, state-of-the-art auditorium, sound system, video system. You walk in and we have a brand new TV studio, which we did not have in the old school. You look at our meeting space, the commons area where the kids will have their lunch. It's brand new, just exciting to have a lot of different events in that room. Our fitness center, we have a multi-purpose room. Our gymnasium is much larger than the old school, but I think overall it's just the space, you know, of where the kids are going to do a lot of learning. And then beyond that, I think it's the brightness of the building. I think the natural light that pours in, the width of the hallways, it just makes for a more comfortable setting for the students and staff.
Keep them awake.
That is true, yes.
All right. And how has the response been so far for those who have seen the school and taken the tour?
I'll tell you, that's been probably one of the benefits of doing the tours, is just to see the looks on the kids' faces is just like awestruck. They walk in and they just can't get over the size of the building and the spaces that they'll be working in. So that's been the most enjoyable thing. And then from the parents, too. A lot of them said to me, I think I want to go back to high school again, you know. So it's been fun to bring the parents in, and the kids are excited. You know, today was a great first day with the 9th graders, and everybody's back tomorrow.
So when you're having casual conversations with folks in town, what's the first thing you tell them about the new school?
I tell them how welcoming it is, how there are spaces in the building that we never thought we'd ever have, that you know, the kids are able to work in an environment that
A, is safe, B, that they can explore, many different areas that they couldn't beforehand. I think it gives us a lot of opportunities here in the school, and you can just see the enthusiasm of staff and students as well.
Thank you for your time, Jim.
You're welcome. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Last, but certainly not least, is the man who has been the glue on this project over at least the past decade. Mr. Pignataro, along with Mrs. Cohen and the high school staff, have put countless hours into preparing for this opening over the past few years. Mr. Pignataro has endured more stress than most people do in a year, and over the last decade, when he actually got involved in this project, his hair was like Fabio. I've seen pictures. It was stunning. But he stuck with it, and he's worked tirelessly to ensure that this building will meet the needs of Grafton students for many, many years to come. He has consistently led the charge, working through countless roadblocks and challenges, always resulting in the provision of what is best for Grafton. Grafton High School's #1 advocate, our principal, Mr. Jim Pignataro.
I could only wish to be Fabio. I would first like to thank the townspeople of Grafton for this beautiful building. Your time, effort, and financial contributions have produced a school building that is second to none. I mentioned this to our students not only on the tours that we did this summer, but earlier today to our freshmen, that hundreds of people, some with children in the school system, and many without children in the school system, supported this building of this school. To honor the heritage of Grafton, you will notice when you go on your tour tonight, photographs will be in the Commons area that date back many years of the town of Grafton and Grafton High School. Although there have been many noteworthy events since the groundbreaking in November of 2010, the research and legwork actually began in 1999. A committee was set up to study the growing student population in Grafton. My thanks to all the people that have served on a building committee, local and state representatives, and school personnel that believed in this project and played a part in the completion of this school. A few weeks ago, I asked a student what he thought of the new building. He said, like many others have said, that the building was unbelievable, and he was in awe of it. He also said that you must be very proud to be the principal of this school. His words truly touched me. To say that I am proud of this school is an understatement. The pride in our school and the people in it has always been there. But now this building, and along with its resources, will enhance our teachers and students so many opportunities to explore, create, and apply their knowledge. When you walk around our school on these tours tonight, you will notice the following. Science teachers will be able to conduct experiments in safe and collaborative spaces. Our computer labs are set up for groups of students to work together on projects. Our classrooms have furniture and technology that will allow for flexibility for multiple activities to take place. Our talented students have excelled in the past in areas such as athletics, concerts, fall plays, and spring musicals. It will be amazing to see what great achievements our students will accomplish in the years to come. Mr. Jack McCarthy quoted Ben Franklin, and I'm going to also quote him and carry it a little bit further. He said, investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. The town of Grafton has truly made an investment in knowledge that will give our faculty, staff, and students the solid foundation to open up new opportunities. It is truly an honor and a privilege to serve as the first principal of Grafton High School and work with some of the most dedicated teachers and staff and outstanding young men and women at Grafton High School. I thank you so very much, and our faculty and staff are very excited about seeing all the kids come to Grafton High School tomorrow morning. Thank you.
The past 10 years have been busy. The past few months have been exceptionally busy as well, as we've worked tirelessly to open the Grafton High School today. It took a great deal of effort and help from many. I want to make sure we thank and recognize our town administrator, Tim McInerney, Assistant Town Administrator, Kevin Mizikar. The Grafton Fire Department, Grafton Police Department have been both absolutely fantastic, and Bob Berger, the building inspector as well, so thank you. In conclusion, thank thanks to all of you for your attendance and your support tonight, and a huge thank you to Grafton for this opportunity that's provided to the Grafton Public Schools. It took a community to create this building, and we would look forward to working as a community to create a wonderful school. At this time, we will cut the ribbon and open the high school up for tours. I'd ask that the school committee members, Board of Selectmen, Town Administrator, Secondary School Building Committee come forward for a few photos, and then we will have students come outside and be able to take small groups throughout the building to let you check it out. So with that, I'd ask that those groups come up, and thank you all for your attendance tonight.
And I'm here now with Daryl Reining and Terry Turgeon. And ladies, first impressions of the new facility and the ceremonies this evening?
The new school is absolutely amazing, and it's a total thrill to be here. And I thought the ceremonies were wonderful, and Mary Steigels, our student representative, did an unbelievable job tonight.
I agree. I think of all the speeches that we heard to hear from students, really, it was wonderful. She really put everything into words that we wanted to hear, and the ceremony was great. The new school, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's clear that Grafton has made an investment, and I think Mary's words that they're going to stand up and deliver on it was wonderful.
Her speech was impressive, so folks in town should be happy and proud. So when you walked in and you saw the completed facility, first words that came to mind?
Space. I'm extremely excited that there is going to be space for our students to work. I have 3 children who've come through the system. My last child is a senior, so I was in with them in the middle school where there was absolutely no space and no science facilities for them to do proper experiments. So my first was like, wow, look at this space. It's going to be great for them to be able to spread out and be able to do their work.
I think it really was just wow. You know, looking around, all the pieces they talked about tonight, like collaboration, the furniture that can move about, the small group instruction. I have a daughter who's a junior. I have a son who's in 7th grade who's looking forward to coming here. We're just really lucky.
Number 1 answer tonight was wow. Okay, ladies, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
The building is impressive. The project is complete. And if you haven't had an opportunity to see the building, I recommend you make plans to do so as quick as possible. And that concludes Grafton Community Television's coverage of the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the brand-new Grafton High School. I'm Bob DeToma. Thank you for watching, and good evening.